It's Wellness Wednesdays with Dr. Nancy, providing helpful tips on how to live your best life now. Well, hello, everyone. Happy Wellness Wednesday. It's Dr. Nancy here. I hope everyone's week has started off to a great one. And listen, we have got some really great information today. It's helpful tips on how to live your best life now. Why wait for tomorrow when you are here in the present? And listen, for all you viewers and listeners, if you're not able to listen to us here on live streaming, you can text the number 26786, like a telephone number, 26786. And in your text box, put in DRNANCY, all one word, and you'll get information on how you can watch all the Wellness Wednesdays on demand, and you can binge watch them all. They're all grateful tips from varied backgrounds. Here at Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine, I believe in living your best life now. We're stronger together, and from a holistic point of view, right? So mind, body, and spirit, not just treating one individual or entity of that issue or concern that a person brings you, because we're more than the sum of one part. So our guest today is Kellie Summers. She is a passionate skincare therapist and a business owner. And the topic of discussion today is journey to beauty and beyond. Kellie, it's so great to have you on the show today.
I appreciate it, Nancy. Thank you. I'm excited to share everything I have for you guys.
Well, wonderful. I know that congratulations are in order. You just took on and accepted a new position and partnered with an organization. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Absolutely. It's truly a dream come true. I am the spa director for Beauty Moves here in Arizona, the first of its kind here. It's definitely an exciting adventure. It's going to offer things you can't get anywhere else. It's very exclusive as far as memberships go and treatments. So I'm very excited to provide this to such an amazing community out here.
Well, that's awesome. We'll get into more of that a little bit later in the program, but let's tell us, the viewers and listeners about your journey to beauty and, why are you so passionate about skincare, coaching, training, mentoring?
Growing up, I was such a tomboy. I don't think I wore pink until I was 16. And I wasn't really a part of that world until I had a position where I was just front desk. And an amazing esthetician said, let me just go ahead and take care of you. I looked at facials and skincare treatments just as like a luxury thing. And I was, a mom and yeah, not super, paid. But I got to experience such an amazing person and service where she truly changed my idea of what a facial could be. She made me feel heard and valued. And it was something that I've never encountered before. Growing up, it was very different for me. And she kind of sparked my interest in, I knew I wanted to help people, but I wasn't sure what that looked like. And so that was my very first tiptoe into the idea of what I could become.
Yeah. So, well, a lot of us really think of self-care as a luxury, but it is really a necessity. Making yourself a priority is so important, Kellie. I know I don't need to tell you that, but we do need to tell individuals out there that putting yourself first, making yourself a priority, pouring into yourself, others get the overflow of all of that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Just my perspective, even walking out of there, I felt whole and I felt happy and at peace. And it's not something that I feel a lot of us, can walk out of any situation and say we felt those things. So it was definitely a great space for me to be in.
Well, that's the other thing too, though. When an individual chooses a career, and we'll talk about that, how you got into, hey, doing other things, and it led you back to the passion of skincare and being a licensed esthetician and certified laser tech. But individuals that provide a service, I mean, you can feel it through their whole being when they are truly committed and love what they do.
Absolutely, you can. I think our energy really matters in this world. We put out there all these vibrations and frequencies, and to receive somebody at such a high level truly was transforming for me.
Yeah, absolutely. So everything that we do, well, we are energy, and any
Hmm.
encounters that we have collectively is an energy exchange, good, bad, or indifference. And you've heard those old sayings where you've walked into a room and the atmosphere was so thick you could cut it with a knife. That's an energy that you pick up on. And
Hmm.
as we evolve in life, we really want to surround ourselves with positive energy that continues to ignite us and keep us at a higher vibration. So that's all so important. And when you are more self-aware, you do more things for yourself that you can, so that you can show up for your loved ones and the individuals that you encounter in your life.
Absolutely. I fully.
So let's talk about some other areas of interest that you had sought out and what led you back to the area of, skincare and coaching and training, that sort of thing. Because, living your best life now, these are helpful tips for just about anyone at any age and time of their life, right? Because we're, often a country and, sometimes we find ourselves back at the drawing board trying to figure it all out and figure out what really works best for us. And it's no different for anyone. We all have these thoughts and feelings, but you and I have had several discussions in the past that you always lead, the road always comes back to your passion and what you love the best. Oftentimes people want to get into careers that pay a lot of money, but their heart isn't in it. And it works for a while, and it may work, but in the end, you always find something that you're passionate about with your volunteering, your time, and your service, and all that sort of thing. But what we really want to do and strive and put out is that be your best at everything that you do at any given time in your life. And how do you find that?
Yeah, I think what really led me to this point was being in that room with her, sparked that interest. But of course, like you said, have to make money. I had to pay for bills. And, so I settled. And a lot of it, the reason I settled was I did have people very close to me in my life saying, that's not going to make you enough money. And I listened to that. I listened to that versus what I knew I wanted to do. And so I did other things. I worked in a cubicle. Anybody who knows me, oh boy, being trapped in a 4x4 was a lot. I, tried other ventures. I tried to figure out what it is I could do to help. I was a CNA for Alzheimer and dementia patients, and I loved it, but I cried every day. My heart is way too big for that. I think it takes a special person to be in that position and a strong individual. And so I, removed myself from that and just went to day to day. And then I decided to choose me, choose my happiness above everybody else. And I think that's extremely difficult, especially for women, mothers. Choosing us first is not a concept we're raised with. And I risked it all. I told my husband, I said, I used to live in Minnesota. I was born and raised. And I told him, I said, I have an opportunity. My family is going to help watch the kids, and I'm going to become an esthetician. And I risked it all. I said, you're welcome to come, but this is what I'm doing. And I had $100 in my bank account, 2 suitcases, 2 kids, and a couple of car seats, and flew across country. And I was like, I'm going to do this. It's make or break at this time. And thank God my husband came with me. So here we are. But it was hard in the beginning. It really was. And going back to school, I am a 10th grade dropout. I have my GED. School was always difficult. So going back in my mid 20s, I was terrified, but I went because I had to keep choosing every moment of every day. It's a decision. Choose you, choose you. And I went to Aveda, so I am Aveda trained. And then I had the most amazing, encouraging teacher who understood I have ADHD, I have dyslexia, haven't been to school for a while, like help a girl out. And she inspired me. And it goes back to that energy from people in your lives who continue to either tell you negative things that you can choose to listen to or positive things. And she embraced me and allowed me to be my best self in a space where I was so passionate. And I developed such great relationships with these people. It really was a community that I could develop.
That's
And yeah, it was an amazing experience in school. So amazing. I was like, what else can I do? And I went into a laser program before I even got my license for aesthetics.
So it's infectious, actually, when you surround yourself with high vibrating individuals that inspire you. The sky and the world is the limit. And, when you seek the knowledge to want to be better for yourself, and then you have a niche market in terms of the patient population that you want to service, you want to, provide care and knowledge at the highest level. So that's one thing that one of many things that I really admire about you, Kellie, as well. It matters what you feed yourself internally, in terms of nutrition, what you visually look at, what you hear, what you read, stepping outside your comfort zone, wanting to know more about the area of expertise that you're in so that, you're there wholeheartedly for that population that you service really always resonates with me and totally aligns with everything that I believe in as well. So great story, great story. Now, I know that, in your philosophy, you say skincare transforms lives, right? And, you have a methodical approach to it all. And it led you not only into the skincare business, but to actually be hired on and be a coach and a training an individual highly respected in the community. And so you've built this traction in a relatively short amount of time with some awesome things that you've done. And in your perspective on training and coaching and teaching is a little bit outside the box. Can you elaborate a little bit?
It is. I mean, there's this traditional way of thinking you're told you have to do things, right? And I call me a rebel, but I always thought very differently than most people. I was trained to coach people on how to sell product, how to upgrade services. And I respect what people were saying, but I believed very differently. I tried it that way probably for about a week. I'm not going to lie. It was very short. And I just said, I'm going to do it my way where I know it will work. I believe passion and knowledge is the highest power you can hold. And I went in it with the mindset of I'm not going to sell you a thing, nothing. I am going to actively listen to you on what your problems are, and I'm going to provide you a solution. And that's how I'm going to do my service. I'm going to hear you. I'm going to value everything you're saying, and I'm going to make sure you know you were heard and you have answers. And that's the way I approached it. And I continued that way where other people around me kind of noticed that, wow, this could actually work. We don't have to have a number and this is what you have to meet and here's your goal and here's how you meet it. Why not have a vision of how you show up for people and just let that be enough and let who you are be enough. I was trying to emulate some of my mentors on my personality and all these things. And I just showed up as me
That's it.
because I am. And that's how my training eventually came was I realized these estheticians coming out of school or even seasoned ones are stuck in this mold of what we should do. And we're coached to do that. But I wanted them to think a little differently. And that was a part of my coaching is also the mentality of things. I can teach you how to do a service, but we together can become a better mindset for the people that are in that room with us. And that's where my coaching took me.
That's great. That's great, Kellie. So the passion and knowledge, everything else follows behind that, and be solution oriented and driven, and then not be so robotic. Get out of your head and
Yeah.
really just listen
Have
to,
fun.
yes, what the issue is, the concern is. That's right. So again, listening is a skill and not everybody has, and it does take a while. Honestly, when you want to change your mindset, that takes about 6 to 8 weeks to really kind of like really do it, say it, and become it. It takes a little while. So change is not always easy, and individuals aren't always ready to accept change. But that's the only thing that's constant in this world is change. So you either get on board or you get left behind, and you'll just discover so many more things about yourself when you believe that you can and you make the necessary adjustments to show up not just for yourself but for the patient population that you're specializing care and delivery of services for, because ultimately without them there's no you, and without their success there's no you. And so it that robotic mindset in the corporate world doesn't always work, and in fact it's not a great track record there, right? And so people feel undervalued, not listened to, and like another number. So yes. So let's get into beauty moves. It is first of its kind in Arizona. It's exclusive. It's a luxury med spa on wheels. It's the future of beauty. It's customized care. That's everything that we're talking about. And people feel needed, wanted, and cared for when you're like, hey, this is your time. Let's talk about what we can do to make your life better.
Exactly. I think a lot of my mindset coming into this business was, how do I meet people, where they're at and meet their needs? And there is a need for us even coming right to you. Time is, of the essence these days. And it's so important for us to meet you there and understand and respect that about you. And so us showing up to you and servicing you says, we hear you and we understand, and we respect your time. And we also want you to know that you're important. You're very important in this world. And so if it means us pulling up in your driveway and, walking out, just giving you a big smile and a hello to start your day, that's what we're going to come up and show up and do. And that's a part of the customization of this, is we're also not just customizing the treatments, but we're customizing your experience. And that's what makes us very different. So I'm just excited about all the things that we can offer people. And I think part of all my mentorship that I've done in thinking differently has led to this point of being able to show up for somebody differently too.
Yeah. So your journey and to this point, how do you feel like you have evolved since your descent on Arizona 8 years ago?
It's interesting you asked that, because I did reflect deeply last night, and I don't think we give ourselves enough credit for where we are. I think we're so hard on where we're not yet. And I came here just based on faith, hope. I wanted this to work so badly. And I refused to give up. Not to say there wasn't hard times, right? Like there were, but that's again the community you're speaking of, is the people you surround yourself do feed your soul. Sometimes, it's not enough to do affirmations in the morning or, listen to inspirational videos. Sometimes you need that. And I'm so blessed to have people around me that I can say, hey, I'm just not strong enough for myself today. And they would carry me that day. And coming down here, going into aesthetic school, and then I was, a full-time esthetician, and then I was a part-time trainer, and then a full-time trainer over 6 locations here in the East Valley. And I was hiring and coaching and training and learning and creating new programs and systems. And
And
this is
killing
a
it.
girl, yeah, and this is a
Yes.
girl who has BD, And I was like, I'm doing great, and I'm doing this. So I wish I could say effortlessly, but it looks like it. But I'm doing this with just such faith that it'll all work out. And getting to this point now of having a business, I truly saw this 10 years from today. I did not see this coming on my door tomorrow, basically, is how I felt in the moment. I thought I needed to do so much more and learn so much more. That's how I am on myself. I'm like, you got to learn, you got to be the best, you got to push. And you know what? Faith was like, we believe in you today and you can do it. And I was like,
right now, yes.
okay, so we're doing this right now then. And it's rewarding to see that everything I've done and the people that have, been by my side through this whole thing, if people, even estheticians I've trained, continue to reach out to me and appreciate me and support me. Other, partnerships and vendors that I've met along the way, to have that community say, we believed in you this whole time, is very rewarding to get to this point. It definitely fills my heart with joy that I didn't have to wait 10 years for this dream.
Nope. Now you're gonna have to set new goals, right? And so it's all about faith and the support systems that you have in place, and people recognizing who you are and giving you that confirmation. It's not always in what you say, it's always in what you do and how you show up for others. So I'm glad that you shared that information with us as well. Now, how does individuals get a hold of you if they want more information is one question. And then two, you spoke of it being an exclusive type of service with, licensed professionals, of course. And then, what are the steps?
Absolutely. So to get a hold of me right now, we do have an Instagram page. So that is one way to get a hold of me. You can message me there. The Instagram page is going to be the @BeautyMovesAZ. You can also, give us a call also. That's always an opportunity. One of the, excuse me, my brain all of a sudden is going blank. One of the phone numbers you can reach out to is 480-818-6413. That would be another way to reach me. And to speak of the exclusive, membership part, a lot of it just starts with a consultation for us to figure out, what you need and how we can help you. That is the biggest way to just start this conversation. We can really make sure that we sit down with you and spend that time, as time is valuable, and make sure we have a good setup plan for you.
That's right. Okay, so that sounds really good. And what else can I ask you? Oh, any last words that you'd like to leave the viewers and listeners with today?
I think the biggest thing for people to take away is you can truly be and do anything your heart desires. I know it sounds cliche, but it doesn't matter where you came from. I came from, most people don't look at me and think it, but came from a very broken home. We didn't know where we were going to sleep some nights or eat. And that was my childhood. It was survival. And as an adult, I just was trying to survive. But how about trying to live? That is just such a beautiful way to spend the rest of your life as an adult. And find people who inspire you. Your community matters. I took some losses, but sometimes you have to let people go who don't see what you're seeing. And if they can't show up for you in a way that you would like them to, that's okay. They're not there yet. But, you can show up and choose differently. And there are people that will celebrate you. So no matter where you come from, no matter what obstacles you've been to, turn that into a success story. Use it, let it fuel you, want more, do more. And especially if you have little girls like I do watching, be that woman you want them to be and really be the example for them, and celebrate yourself every day. Every day you got to celebrate.
That's so good. That is so good. So not just survive, but live. That's really great. And that pruning process, sometimes we enter individuals' lives and they enter our lives for a moment, season, and or time. They're not always there forever.
Mm-hmm.
because we all grow and have our harvest, and we, you know, sometimes hang on a little longer than we need to, because what was meant to happen with that exchange had happened, and the takeaway from that. And then, you know, anything's possible if you just believe. If you just believe. The rate limiting step is yourself, and just know that others are, you know, are everybody's born with a gift, and those gifts are meant to be given away. So find your purpose, connect with individuals that you aspire to be like, mentors, evolve. You have different mentors throughout your lifetime. Some you have for a lifetime, but seek more, to be more, to do more within your capacity of an individual, because our time is very limited here, and we don't want to be just a placeholder in life. We want to make a difference.
Exactly. And I think at the end of the day it's knowing you're enough. And a lot of the times I don't think people hear it. I so many times something in the back of your head saying I'm not good enough for this. The reason you don't answer or ask a question is because I might look stupid if I do, and you have all these things about yourself. Well, recognize them and say thanks, but you can go away now. I'm going to do this instead. And I thrive in really uncomfortable situations because I know there's growth at the other side. And I know that everybody in my life serves a purpose. And like you said, it could be a short time, it could be a forever time. And just to be okay letting some relationships stay and some go. Sometimes even I serve a purpose, but sometimes short time. And that's okay. And who I am is exactly enough for this world. And I think everybody should know who they are is perfect. This is what the world needed was you.
Oh, so yes, you are enough, and be courageous enough to show up for yourself, and listen to that small intuition, that gut feeling, that small, still voice inside you. That's the purpose. That's your purpose. So follow that.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Don't be afraid to ruffle some feathers along the way. I definitely did what wasn't normal, like we said in this world, right? The corporate standard or anything like that, and um, it's okay. It's okay to push back and say this feels better, and just keep following that, and feel good that you were able to transform somebody's life. As that is my why when I'm working with aesthetics, is I am here to transform your life through skincare.
That's exactly right. Well, Kelly, listen, Journey to Beauty and Beyond with Kellie Summers. I'm so grateful to have you on the show. And listen, we are here every week, every Wednesday at 12 noon Mountain Standard Time, live streamed. And again, if you're not able to watch live stream, you can on demand binge watch them with texting keyword Dr. Nancy when you text the number 26786. I want everyone to have a great rest of your week, and we will be back next week for more. Thanks so much. Bye for now.
Bye.